and welcome to Wrong Opinions Only, the debate and discussion podcast where everyone's wrong at some point. I'm Taryn, and with me today are Zombie, Blue, and Tyler. How's everyone doing today?
That was really good.
I messed up the clap.
You're not supposed to talk at the same time, guys.
Hey, it's
I
fine.
have the
People
talking
will
stick.
glean out. No, me first.
I have
No.
the talking stick.
Oh wow, it's a Gatorade bottle. For those who are listening, Zombie has a lot of Gatorade bottles. so
No,
that's
I don't.
one of many.
I actually got the milk again.
Nice.
Okay.
Return of the
milk. Zombie used to have a bunch of milks and replaced them for Gatorade, but I
Okay,
guess
it's
now
not-
they made a comeback.
No,
So
let me-
They were
me-
like some protein supplement thing or whatever.
It's fucking like
this
nutrition.
is kind of a big deal. It's ensures.
It's kind of a big deal. They're Ensure Clear, apple flavor specifically.
The fuck?
Apple flavored what?
Watch, apple.
Apple flavored milk?
No, it's like a juice.
That
Oh,
version.
so
That
apple-
version. of it, yes.
You guys have always just called it milk. It's literally just a juice.
Well, because it's in a carton. What's that
Okay,
supposed?
Juice comes in cartons as well.
Okay,
It does-
but
it
but does
does
juice
depend
come in
on-
a bag? But does juice come in a bag? Because that's the determiner if it's a milk or not.
You know what also can go in the bag, Taryn?
You.
Hang on. Don't tell me.
Run.
Hang on. What can go in a bag? Watermelon? Can watermelon go in a bag?
I mean,
Yeah. Yes.
It
technically,
sounds like
All
you're
right,
trying
yes,
to set up
yes.
a sponsor that I don't know
Yes.
about.
you know what else can go in a
Now
bag?
sponsored by Dole Watermelon.
Your
watermelons.
NordVPN subscription.
Just don't do watermelon.
I'm gonna look it up.
Why? Oh,
I think Dole just does bananas.
No, Dole does not just do bananas. They also do like peaches and oranges.
Oranges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tangerine.
Yeah, they just own all the fruit.
They own all the
Okay. Okay. So they have a Dole watermelon juice, and they also have a Dole Whip watermelon.
What? Oh, okay. I was about to say,
Yeah.
like
So
Indiana
it
Jones.
it looks like sponsored by Dole. Yeah, it doesn't look like they do watermelon directly. So they either have juice. Ooh, they have a melon medley. That is close.
Why are we talking about this?
Because I made a stupid joke and Taryn decided to go off of it about fruit.
Listen,
Jesus Christ.
you asked what else goes in bags, and I really wanted to get the answer right.
There's a lot of things. That
Hey
can go in
guys,
bags.
look! I bought every single fruit. You, sir, do not have a pair. It's a TikTok. meme.
I saw that.
You
Yeah.
got it. You got it. Okay.
So is there a difference between something that comes in a bag, like you can purchase it in a bag, and something you can put in a bag?
Yeah, because
No.
you can put anything in a bag. You can put a fucking phone in a bag. You can put a fucking computer in a bag. It's not gonna come in a bag.
You can put another bag in a bag if you're feeling extra
You-
dangerous.
Bags. I love bags.
Wait, open the bag. A little bag.
Do you guys have that like shopping bag that you keep under the sink and it has more shopping bags in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have 3 of those.
I also use shopping bags for some of my trash bags in my small trash can in my bathroom in my room.
I also
I
do
have
that.
this really nice 7-Eleven bag
Ah, yes.
that I
Where's
got.
the
when
11? It just says 7 now.
Yeah, that's not 7-Eleven.
7 now is a different store.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No,
Wait a minute.
but it's really nice. Order it from DoorDash and you get a really nice bag from 7-Eleven. At least my local 7-Eleven.
Wrong Opinions Only, not only sponsored by Dole, but also sponsored by DoorDash.
Also sponsored by 7-Eleven.
I would love to be sponsored by DoorDash.
7-Eleven
because I use DoorDash
sponsorship?
all the fucking time.
Hey, they're getting free advertising right now.
I fucking love, like, unironically, we're not actually sponsored by DoorDash, but, like, unironically, I love DoorDash as a service.
So
we don't got no
I would have to disagree specifically because I'm working in the food industry right now, and my God, DoorDash is the worst app for the food industry because it takes fucking forever for them to assign dashers to come get the food. There have
Well,
literally been times where I put in the order, people in the kitchen have made the food, and literally the bag is sitting there for 4 hours, and then a dasher shows up, and I'm like, well, we gotta fucking remake this because you are 4 hours late.
Okay,
I had to
that's
go-
There goes our legitimate chance for a sponsorship.
no, that's all.
I
That's
really
all
don't
up
think
to
it
the
was that
area you
legitimate.
live in. No,
There
'cause
goes
I-
our sponsorship
Where
deal.
That's all up
where
to the
I
area
where I
you live
work
in.
where I work is a really rich part of town.
Yeah, no one's gonna be going on DoorDash. No one needs money there if it's a rich part of town.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was thinking I was legitimizing it the other way.
Yeah.
So it's a
So-
rich town, so people spend. But we've already confirmed before the podcast that rich people don't spend things.
So now we have
Exactly.
solidified the fact that DoorDash has poor response time and only poor people work for DoorDash.
Okay, no, it's not only poor people. It's just that rich people don't do DoorDash.
Well,
That
DoorDash
must
is
be-
fucking making them poor. Have you seen those Dasher upcharges?
God damn
Ridiculous.
it. We're never
Now
gonna build
sponsored by
sponsors at
Grubhub.
this rate.
Hey,
Sponsored
listen,
by
fu-
Grubhub.
Listen, fuck DoorDash. I only use Postmates. Postmates, get your food posted, mate. I don't actually like.
was
How do you advertise separate, like food delivery things? Because it's all the same shit. Like, how do you advertise separately?
Change the
Um,
Say
name.
all
but-
the other
but-
ones suck.
No, it's
Besides the Grubhub expanded universe.
I don't want to be
Okay.
sponsored.
Okay.
I don't want my name associated with whatever the fuck that ad was.
Okay, no, that was so fucking good. I love that commercial. Anyways, no, it's the restaurant exclusive.
Come on, you got this.
This is practice for when we're actually sponsored.
Exclusivity.
We'll
There you
have Zombie do
go.
the ad reads.
No, that'd be a terrible idea.
I'm
That'd be
I'm the
terrible.
most theatrically inclined person here, and also I
Listen.
fucking rocked that intro, so I feel like it would be.
I am
delegated
the
to me.
most theatrically
Listen,
inclined
if Jeff
person there.
Ramsey can do ads, I think
Rock
Zombie can
that
do
shit.
ads.
There's a difference
Right
when
there.
you're doing
No,
ads
'cause-
for yourself.
Cause Jeff, he just fucking yelled. He's like, "Have you ever?" No.
Sponsored
His
by
thing-
Rooster Teeth as well. Rooster Teeth sponsor us, please.
I would love to be sponsored by
I'd love
Rooster
to.
Teeth.
Have you ever seen his ad read for Devil May Cry 5?
No.
No.
Oh my god, it's so funny because it's live, and he just goes all over the place because they let him do it.
Oh, I think I have seen that.
It's
So,
really funny.
I don't know if any of you have caught on to my plan for this podcast of naming every single corporate entity I can think of that could possibly sponsor us. And then one of them will do a Google search, a Google word search on the script that we have written. And then they will find their name and sponsor us.
Oh shit! Wait, I hold on. I lost my page in the script.
We're on page 4.
Page 4. Yeah.
4?
I actually think it's your line.
Zombie just pulled paper out.
Page 4 already? We're already on page 4. What the fuck?
Well,
what are we?
yeah,
what are we? Triple space this shit?
The intro was on page 1, and the shit talking
The intro
banter
was the
was
entirety of
2
page
and
1.
3.
This-
Already
guys,
page 1.
This fucking podcast is an APA format, and that's only a joke that some people are gonna get.
If you don't
Also,
submit your
who the
script
fuck-
into me in ELA works cited format, I'm kicking you off the podcast.
Okay, who the fuck put this in papyrus? Come on now.
Oh, that looked good.
Fucking god.
Gross.
What does it say that we're already starting off by making jokes about Microsoft Word and hoping someone's gonna
We're
get
just
it?
knocking sponsors
Now
off the
sponsored
board
by
that we don't
Microsoft
want.
Word.
Simple. I don't want to be sponsored by Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Bill Gates,
Office.
I know you're feeling lonely without a wife now, so why don't you come let the void in your heart be filled by our
Oh
podcast?
my god.
Sponsored
That's
by Tinder.
Oh.
Ooh, that
Hey.
one was a looper. That was a loop around. We double hit him.
I would
Yeah.
love to be sponsored by Tinder.
That would be so fun. Okay, so I don't know if it's just like my perspective, but it looks like Tinder has fully made the shift from like a romance dating app to a hookup app.
Yeah, it's about
Wasn't it
Yeah,
kind of
has.
always a
No, Tinder was
hookup app?
originally like a legitimate dating app, and now it's just like anonymous hookups.
Yeah, that's why I don't have.
You
it.
remember,
always-
you remember that one Family Guy joke that they made as a joke? Like the whole
Family
episode they
Guy.
made of like Quagmire being addicted to Tinder. That was like
Oh
supposed
yeah.
to be a
Oh
joke.
that's right.
That's
Yeah.
like true
Family
now.
Guy
That's not a
Funny
joke
Moments,
anymore.
part 937.
Sponsored by Family Guy.
Peter.
Anyways,
kills his
talking
wife.
about sponsors, what I was talking about earlier was I went to the store and I bought something.
You
And I
something at a
bought
store,
a
I'm
NordVPN subscription.
With NordVPN prescription, I was able to safely track through Google Maps without my location being data mined by big corporations. With NordVPN, no. Okay, so
By the way, this podcast is brought to you by Google.
it's funny that you guys are stomping on my story with more ad revenue, because what I bought was a 2-pound bag of Mike and Ike's.
That is a very great purchase.
Sponsored by Mike and Ike.
Sponsored by Mike and Ike.
independently.
Jesus Christ! Can
Two
we not fucking
pounds?
take every proper noun we say and say we're sponsored by it?
2
I'm
pounds.
going to do it now.
And so listen, it's a 2-pound bag of Mike and Ike's, and they're sour kind because I love sour candies, and it's Mega Mix. And I was unsure what that meant until I got home and realized there are 10 different flavors in this bag, and I've never seen that big of an assortment of Mike and Ike's in one place before.
I thought it was only 2.
Let me list this off for you: sour zappin' apple, sour slammin' strawberry, sour juicy lemon, sour
This
green
legitimately
limeade,
sounds like a sponsorship now. We need
Sour
to
grape soda.
Lemon.
sour screamin' apostrophe cherry, sour power pineapple, sour watermelon wipeout, sour shockin' raspberry, and sour pucker punch.
Okay, I need to clarify. We are not actually sponsored by Mike and
We
Ike.
are not sponsored by any of the entities that we have listed in this
We're not
podcast.
sponsored by anybody.
And will not be sponsored by any of them until we.
And no longer
until-
will be.
Anyone
yeah.
who sponsors us has not watched this podcast.
Can I just say the title of this episode needs to be something like "A Failed Attempt at Ad Revenue" or something.
It was going to be a joke about sponsorship, yeah.
Oh god.
Sponsored by resealable baggies.
You mean
The
Ziploc?
company,
What?
just the product itself.
Yo, you naming off those flavors reminded me.
High key
guys
made
know-
me want to go take a trip to my gas station to buy some fucking candy.
They're good.
You know
Like, I
how
shit.
everyone hates the fucking lemon Starburst?
They're not that bad.
No.
What?
They're not that bad.
What?
Oh.
Everyone
What-
hates the lemon
What kind?
Starburst.
What kind of?
Ow.
What kind of people are you hanging out with?
No, it's
that-
a fucking meme online and shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, if I ever get this fucker,
Okay,
I'm
listen.
throwing it.
Listen, let's break it down, okay? Cherry Starbursts
Psychoanalyze.
are objectively the best.
Is that the
And
pink?
that's the red.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the-
zombie. Cherry is the pink one. Because
No,
cherries
che-
are pink.
No,
Oh, 'cause I've always-
They're pink
cherry's
cherries.
cherry's the red one. But the pink one is like watermelon or whatever.
It's like
is it?
strawberry, I think.
Strawberry.
Okay. Oh, you muted Mike. I've
No,
always
I'm muting it so our listeners don't have to listen to my mechanical keyboard.
I've always seen memes online saying that pink is the best flavor, hands down, and that lemon, yellow, is the worst flavor.
I think the orange is the worst flavor.
Yeah,
I don't like the
I
orange
agree.
that much.
Orange is the worst.
I love orange. Orange is like my favorite flavor of Airhead and shit, and Airhead's my favorite candy.
Well, here's a question. It's still dipping into like the whole candy thing, but
Yeah.
like, what is everyone's opinion on like black licorice like jelly beans? Because I know that some people like hate those. I
Never tried
personally
them.
I'm
enjoy-
sorry. Are you talking about black licorice as a flavor or as a
No,
product? Or are you specifically talking about the jelly bean?
I was saying the jelly bean.
Never tried them. I don't like jelly
Yeah,
beans.
I've never tried them either. Mostly to return back to I only really eat sour candy. So I
guess
what
I'm
I've
alone
heard
here.
what I've heard is that it's very sickeningly sweet.
Black licorice.
Which- I don't
Or
know.
jelly beans.
I don't know. I'm not educated in
talking
the
about?
jelly bean market. So take take what I say.
I haven't
with...
took jelly bean ethics in college. I didn't
Speaking
take
of
that
jelly
course.
bean ethics, no
No.
company is more ethical than
No.
Jelly Belly jelly beans.
No.
Fuck's sake.
Jesus.
It's fucking
Fucking terrible.
corporations. Every item you can think of has a brand attached to it.
Taryn, you gonna go into industrial and organizational psychology? Because that's the field for you. It sounds like.
That sounds too smart for me.
Fuck college.
There are
Man.
two kinds of people in this world.
Yeah, fuck college. I don't
I'm
need
in
that shit.
college and I'm too dumb for college.
I'm done with part of. Well, I'm done with
Good
college.
for
I'm in
you.
grad
No,
school.
hey, good for you, man.
Oh, good for you.
I'm proud of you. Definitely. Yep. Good for you.
Thank you. I guess.
Hey, good job. Good job, Blue. No, I'm real
Thank-
proud of you.
I don't think you're proud of me.
You got through those years. Yep. I'm proud of you.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
you know,
proud.
I didn't have a chance to go because of a world event. But good job.
I wonder if I can
Let's-
isolate
let-
just Zombies audio channel. Just
What, to shut them up?
Just
Yeah.
shut it off.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
So, speaking of shutting Zombie off,
Hey, wait.
if you recall from the previous episode, either
yeah.
pilot or episode 1, I'm not sure what we actually named it.
I don't know.
I
don't
feel like
think
it
I
was-
remembered it. I think I just gave it a title.
0.5.
I think it was more of a pilot. But
I
anyway,
got episode 1, I guess.
during the pilot, I believe I stated that Zombie was a special guest. Zombie, why don't you talk about why you're still here?
Because I had nothing else to do. And 'cause
Special
I
guest turned permanent member, Zombie. Congratulations. Here's your medal. Here's your car.
Oh wow. Okay.
Here's your.
This is a
here's
coupon
your party.
to this is a coupon to
Hang on, let me fire the
TGI
party popper.
Fridays.
There we go. There's the party popper.
It expires tomorrow.
There's cold cash in my purse, but you have to use it by Thursday.
Zombie has left. He's going to
I am
TGI
back.
Fridays.
No, I did not go to TGI Fridays.
TJ Fridays
We
is so
record
fucking
it. We record these
Oh,
at like
yeah.
2:30.
Speaking
3
of
in the morning.
Fridays,
It's Friday.
good. It's not
Flat
just
fuck
any Friday.
It's flat fuck Friday.
Can we get some flat fuck Fridays in the comment section, please?
I thought you were about
Yes,
to say in
please.
the chat. Like, are we streaming this?
The
Oh,
chat.
God, no. We'd be
Yeah,
banned already.
hey, give me some flat pog in the
Most
chat,
People we
please.
shit on are sponsored by Twitch, so
well,
we'd be in trouble.
it's called healthy competition. They'll understand.
Yeah, I'm sure we're competition for DoorDash.
Maybe one day.
We provide a dissimilar service to DoorDash.
And
Okay,
we provide.
So I'm gonna just take a minute to try to start giving this structure before we start just chucking sponsorships out again.
Okay, go ahead.
But so what I did is I blatantly plagiarized a lot of really popular podcast questions from other podcasts that I watch, and I wrote them down.
Wow.
Emphasis
Tyler,
on
I-
blatantly plagiarized. I stole
I-
these.
Tyler, I don't think when you plagiarize, you're supposed to be like, just so it's clear,
I
I
stole these.
kind of stole these.
Oh, not only
Well,
did I
no,
steal
it's-
them, I wrote down the podcasts I stole them
The-
from, so I know which
The
ones
ball
to go
is
back
in
to.
the ball is in their court. It's so if you were to plagiarize like an essay or something, you go to the dean and you say, "Hey, I plagiarized this," and it's such a power move that they won't suspend you.
It's
First
definitely
question.
That's, yeah.
Hey Jamie, can you look this up real quick? Oh wait,
Oh, fuck.
it's a Joe Rogan show reference. Sorry,
Shit.
no one got it.
If
I
you
don't actually watch Joe Rogan.
if you talk about Joe Rogan on this fucking podcast ever again, you're demoted to guest star.
I don't think. I would love to save the names of some of these podcasts, but I don't think we're well known enough to shout out other podcasts.
Not yet.
I'm gonna do it anyway, though. The official podcast with Critical and all them, really fucking good. If you're not watching us, you should go watch them. Actually, go watch them instead of us. Fuck it.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck
What are
out
you
of here.
doing?
What? We're boring. Hey, but check me out. Twitch.tv/. No, I'm kidding.
All right,
You're
click the
you're
links in the
you're
description,
giving
but do go watch the
y-
official podcast.
you're giving a few small-time creators the time of fucking day when critical podcast exists?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
fuck.
Nah,
What the
you
fuck?
should be watching
But
the
hey-
podcast.
But hey, when you're waiting for that next podcast, come say hi.
We fill the gap.
Yeah.
We're you could say we're the whole filler.
On a more
That-
serious note, though, the official
that
podcast.
is,
shut up.
A deep cut.
That's
On
a
a
Ghost
more-
Stories
That's an
reference.
inside joke.
On a more serious note, the official podcast, really good podcast. You should go watch them. Also, it's got Critical, and Critical's a really funny guy, so they're a good podcast. They are not affiliated with us at all. I don't think they know we exist. I mean, I don't
Does
think
any-
I
Wait,
know.
you're talking about the official podcast like Moist Critical and them?
Yes.
I know Moist Critical. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, you
Personally?
Yeah. What the fuck?
don't. No, you
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, I do. What the fuck? Fuck you. How do you know me?
No,
Oh.
you don't.
What are you talking about?
I don't even-
I used to play Overwatch with them.
No, you fucking didn't.
Yeah, I fucking did. What the fuck? How are you gonna fucking tell me what I
You're
did?
gonna,
all
you're
right?
gonna have to prove that
Fucking
after this
joking.
podcast.
No, I'm fucking joking.
Okay.
You're gonna prove that after this podcast. Yeah, that's what I thought.
We're gonna take Zombie into a back alley and beat information out of him.
Anyway, though,
In
this
a
first-
video game. In a
to-
video game.
to segue off of shouting out the official podcast again, great podcast. I stole this question from them.
Question 1.
Does anyone have any embarrassing dating stories they'd like to share? Because I know for a fact I have a couple. If no one has any,
Ooh.
I don't have embarrassing stories because I don't get embarrassed very easily, but I have stuff
know
that I
why.
know. I have a dating story that I know is extremely cringy.
that's
God.
you do realize
God.
cringe and embarrassment are like the same emotion, right?
No, but embarrassment infers that I'm embarrassed by it. Cringe is just I'm aware that it could be embarrassing.
That I don't really think that changes much. But
Give us
go
the
off, I guess.
deets.
So this was like one of my first girlfriends that I'd ever had.
Mm.
And we went and saw a movie.
What movie?
I'm getting there.
Oh.
And we watched the movie for about 10 minutes and then made out for the rest of the time. We were in the front row of the movie theater. And this was during Wreck-It Ralph.
Ugh. God, Jesus.
And I specifically remember releasing from the clasp that they had on me and seeing the fucking villain reveal at the end. Spoilers for Wreck-It Ralph, when the fucking Candy King turns into a massive spider thing. And I think that that romantically charged moment mixed with me
No.
seeing this monster of a man
fucking
is what
way.
has made me what I am today.
No.
It has
No.
definitely associated some
No,
things with
turn.
other things
Okay,
in
hold
my
on.
brain.
No,
Before
this can't go. This
have
can't go any
that
farther. This needs to stop.
Monster. How did you not get kicked out? Because, like, if it's a fucking movie theater
What do you
of
mean?
Wreck-It Ralph, there's kids in there.
There's kids in there,
How old were you?
I live in a fairly small town.
Oh.
so they knew you too.
No, it's
So
small enough
it's-
to be
it's
considered.
not
It's small
Taryn.
enough.
Oh, look at little Taryn.
It's small enough to be considered rural, but
Mm.
it's not big enough for anyone to care about you.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
But I believe I was. Ooh, if I had to hazard a guess, I would say I was like 14.
Okay.
that's fair. That's fair.
Damn. I was playing with Legos when I was 14.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, I
Let's
was playing Minecraft.
let's not put my romantically charged childhood on a fucking pedestal here. It was a
Hey.
terrible time.
Okay.
It was fucking awful. If any teenagers here are like, I should get a girlfriend or I should bag a whole bunch of women, don't. It's not
Oh.
emotionally worth it.
Yeah. Take points from me.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna, I'm not gonna explain any further.
All right. Anyway,
Pres-
So, Taryn, do you have another story? Or are you done?
I mean, I would have to ruminate a little, but that was the most cringeworthy thing I could think
move
of.
on then. We will move on. Anybody else want to take up the torch next?
No, I don't have many embarrassing stories because I don't date many people. I'm very picky when it comes to that.
Mine, it's not exactly embarrassing, but it's a situation I had with an ex. If that works, it's not exactly embarrassing though. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine, I guess.
No,
You're good.
you cannot talk.
Yeah, right. What the fuck were you expecting me to say?
No, go ahead.
I don't know. It's like it doesn't match the embarrassing thing. But no, the one example I can think of is um my my girlfriend at the time wanted to cat hold on. My cat is being my cat.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Cat butt. I just got flashed with
We
cat
went-
butt.
We went to New York City for Valentine's Day because
Wow.
they insisted on it. Saw the musical Book of Mormon. Great show, by the way, but that's not the point.
Sponsored by-
So we also, in sort of I would say cliche way, went to Hard Rock Cafe for dinner, which surprise, that's expensive as hell, especially in New York
yeah.
City, in Times Square. We
You
leave.
went out to eat in Times Square?
Hey,
Hi.
I was not the one who decided where we went.
Jesus Christ.
Did you pay?
Yes.
Dude, my
Fucking
wallet
then
hurts
you were the
thinking about
deciding
that,
factor.
bro.
Listen. Hold on. That's not the main part of the story. The main part of the story is that when we left, and now we had been using lifts to get around, and there's a reason why, which I'll explain more to you guys after the podcast, because I don't really feel too comfortable talking about it on the podcast. But like, for reasons we had to use like transports and stuff more to get around New York City instead of walking. But basically, so that we were going to use Lyft. And my partner at the time thought it was a great idea and did not think in any way this might turn out poorly to look for a lift in Times Square and then get mad when we couldn't find it in Times Square. They got mad when we couldn't find it.
Some people are just not born intelligent.
We walked for a while. I was being yelled at a point for not being able to find it, and at one point I just took the phone and kept looking for where it was, and at one point she's just yelling for me to give her the phone. I'm just like, we're walking through New York City and she's yelling at me doing this. And surprise, we finally get one a little bit off the way from Times Square because that would make more sense, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that one makes more sense.
Yeah, so that was fun. That's my story. Not really embarrassing, but
that wasn't nearly
boy,
as
was
bad as
it-
I expected it to be. You really built that up, and I was like, this is gonna be fucking good. And I was like, no, she was just a bitch.
Yeah.
It was really
Fucker.
tame.
I don't have too many crazy stories. I don't have
Zombie, do you have one?
experience.
No.
No? Alright, so I guess it's my turn.
Oh, I have one more actually.
Okay, go.
Oh, sorry. Is the next question a real zinger? Because if it is, this isn't a particularly
I
exciting
would like
the
to
next
hear the
question
next
is
question.
just more stories, but this one's about high school. So,
I've got some high school stories.
Oh, I
Let's
definitely
move
have
on.
stories.
Let's move on then, so these two can get some.
Yeah.
Still wanted to
Yeah,
talk
fuck
about,
Taryn's story.
Fuck Taryn's story, sure. What about mine?
Fuck Taryn.
Well,
Now-
what would
now-
you like
now-
to say?
I wanted
Question
to tell
asker
my
doesn't get to tell a story.
Go ahead, tell your story.
My story sucks,
That's
Blue.
Podcast man.
Fuck you.
Alright, so anyway, I was, oh god, I don't remember how old I was. I was like 15 or 16. I was kind of young. I'm gonna omit names because there was a
Terrible idea.
pretty strong chance that who this is about could watch this podcast, and I hope the fuck you do, because I still hate you for this.
Damn. Damn.
Wow.
Oh shit, this is fucking slander.
So basically, I was I was in like an on and off thing with one of my other relationships, and we were off for like about a month and a half. So I was moving on because I didn't think it was gonna happen again. So one of my like really close friends from like not quite school, but also kind of. Like, we met in school, but it was also just that our families were really close, so I saw her more outside of school than I did in school.
Okay.
But anyway, so she called me, and we talked for a bit, and then we agreed to go to the movies. And, so the movie date was pretty standard. It was this more like the end of the date part got pretty intense, but there were like a couple of red flags along the way. Like, while we were just watching the movie, like, she wouldn't stop talking, and she kept trying to, like, be too forward. Like, this was, like, barely even a first date, and she was, like, on me. I was like, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And, like, as we were going, I was like, well, I probably am really uncomfortable because I'm not ready to do this yet. So I was like, I don't really know if I want to keep doing this. But she was having fun, and I'm too much of a nice person to call off a date in the middle of it because that just seems a really scumbaggy thing to do. But whatever. I probably could have saved myself a lot of shit if I just called it off in the middle. So the movie ends, and we leave, and like right next to the cinema, there's like a pizza place that we were going to go to just for dinner because
It's time.
yeah, pizza time, baby. But we go in, we order our pizza. She offers to pay, and I say no because I was pretty much about to tell her that I wasn't interested. And she got like, she wasn't like upset, but she was just well upset in a way that she was like, I mean, I would like to, but okay, I guess. So we finally sit down at the table, and I have been thinking for the past like 2 hours, how do I tell this girl I'm not interested? Like, I don't want to do this at all. So after just ping ponging with the kind of like stereotypical okay, like really uninterested just responses to what she was talking about, not on purpose, but I was so lost in my own thought that I didn't realize I was kind of giving her the cold shoulder. She brought it up, and she was like, "Are you like enjoying this?" And I took a deep breath, and I was like, "Not really. It's not that I don't like you. It's that I don't think I'm ready for this yet." And at first, she took it really well. Emphasis on at first. So at first she took it really well. She was like, "Oh, well, is it something I did?" And I was like, "Well, yes and no, but it's more just that I'm not ready." And she was like, just like normal questions that someone would ask when they get turned down. And then she like got up, she like excused herself. I don't remember if it was in the bathroom or get something from her fucking car or who the fuck, what have you. And then she fucking comes back in. I don't know what she did, but she comes back in, and I don't know how to describe this in a way that doesn't sound like terrible, but she starts like fake arguing with me. Like, she's screaming at me about a topic that I have no idea what she's talking about. Like, she is clearly ass-pulling something and just screaming at me like it's an argument we're having. And keep in mind, we're in the middle of, like, a restaurant. We're not, like, off in the corner. We're, like, in, like, the center seat. And she's, like, fucking, like, yelling at me. And I'm sitting there bewildered because I have no idea what she's talking about. She's talking about something, like, with her parents or whatever. She was just trying to have something to yell at me for, to make me look like the bad person, to prepare for what she was going to do next, because she told me to go fuck myself, said she wasn't paying for the food even though I didn't eat any of it, and then she got in her car and left.
Okay.
She left
Fucking...
me at the place. I am not done.
Oh, that was your ride?
That was my ride.
I'll never do that.
This story is halfway over.
Oh no.
The first half is like just the beginning. The second half, it still irritates me to this day because I know she was faking it. Like, I know
Fucking
for a
Janet.
fact she was. Like, and it irritates me because she was willing to fake it just for attention, so I wouldn't turn her down again. So basically, a couple days go by and I don't talk to her, obviously. I'm sorry, the story's kind of long. I'm trying to speed it up.
No, you're
I just
good.
want to make sure the point gets across. So a couple days go by, and it's fucking completely surprisingly, I say yes to the offer of a second date. 'Cause she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just in a really bad mood, and I shouldn't have snapped at you like that. Yada yada yada." And I didn't have the energy to just be like, "Okay." So I just said, "Yeah, sure, whatever. We can do it again." And so we go to the same movie theater again because it's close by and it's cheap. And I didn't want to do anything too expensive because I had a feeling she was gonna just try to shoehorn and make me pay again. So I was like, well, we need to do something close, and we need to do something that isn't too expensive because I'm gonna pay this time. I'm just gonna plan to pay ahead of time so she can't fucking shovel that on me last minute. So we go there, we watch the movie again, and then like as
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. We'll say it was Wreck-It Ralph. It definitely fucking wasn't, but I don't remember what movie it was. It was fucking stupid. I don't know.
Two kids in the front.
Was it maybe Ralph Breaks the Internet?
No. I distinctly remember the movie sucking ass though. Like the movie.
Let's
was
so
really bad.
so it's Brave. Let's just say it was Brave.
Yeah, it was Brave. Brave was a good movie though.
Okay, going off topic. Continue.
Yeah. Anyway, so we go and watch the movie, and like as we're leaving, I don't know like what the fuck was wrong with her because I had already specified the last time I wasn't fully sure if I was like interested with her yet, and so we're outside just sitting and talking in front of the theater. I took my own car this time, and she took hers, so she couldn't fucking abandon me because I had to
Good idea.
I had to call my mother last time and be like, "Hey, can you come pick me up?" She kind of fucking ditched me here. And my mom was like, "What?" And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Can you just come pick me up?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm coming." So yeah, I had my car this time. The fucking piece of shit I still have outside now, like 6 years later.
Jesus.
It's a good car, but it's near the end of its life.
A piece of shit.
It is an old car. Anyway, though. So as we're waiting
Humble brag.
and just like spending a little bit more time saying goodbyes and like how we had fun and stuff, she kind of like pseudo pins me against the wall to like try and kiss me, and I'm like, in my head I'm like fucking screaming because I don't want to like I don't want to assault someone because I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. So I am freaking out in the back of my head because I'm like, I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you near me. Please go away. But I was too like frozen in the moment to say, please don't touch me. So I just kind of like stuck. I like put my hand on my chest and I like thrusted my elbow out a bit just to keep like that distance between us. And she just kept kind of like pushing onto me. So I kind of like elbowed her in the stomach just to like get her. I might have elbowed her a bit harder than I want to. I will say that, but I didn't like assault her. But like I elbowed her in the stomach, and she fucking rolls with it. She like
What the fuck?
fucking
no.
rolls with that shit. She like falls over and like knocks herself against like the wall or whatever. There was like a support column for like the, you know how like some like poor
Yeah,
like,
I
strip
got
malls
you.
have like the overhang, and she like knocks on one of the support columns. She starts like freaking out, saying I assaulted her and shit, ignoring the fact that she just pretty much sexually assaulted me. And she just fucking rolls with it. She starts making a scene. People start looking over and they're like giving me shitty looks, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I was bright red. A little bit of it was anger. Like a little tiny bit of it was like, I fucking should assault you. But then I was like, that's fucking terrible. So I just took a deep breath, I grabbed the leftover popcorn that I originally given to her. I did take the popcorn and I got in my car and I just left. And the whole time in my rearview mirror, she's like fucking screaming. And like there's like someone coming over to like console her because they also think she was legitimately just insulted, and apparently they didn't see the part where she attempted to sexually assault me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my story.
Crazy.
Is that
Fucking-
the end?
That is the end.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Yeah.
And then you drove off into the sunset.
I had an
surprisingly or not, guys, there wasn't a date number 3.
They,
Yeah, because you're not that
they-
stupid.
after they drove away from that day they drove right here to this podcast. That was yesterday.
Wow.
That was yesterday.
Oh, God.
I was not
God.
16. That was
I
12 hours ago. No.
I
I
had
can't-
an. Oh, go ahead, zombie.
No, I interrupted you.
Okay. I had an ex who was, for some like they weren't popular in school, which a lot of people aren't because school sucks. And yeah, they aren't popular or something because school sucks. Anyways, point is that my younger brother was, so they were obsessed for quite a while with being really good friends with my brother and all of his friends to meet some weird sort of like pseudo popularity. It was very weird.
I
Like,
already
by
don't like where this story's
association,
going.
popular.
Wait.
It got
oh,
so
no.
bad that my brother had to say for me to like have her stop trying to just jump into conversations or trying to like message like his like it got bad.
Oh, okay. I thought she just got together with you just to like.
No.
Oh,
Raise in a
No.
popularity.
okay. I'm really glad I wasn't thinking alone on
No,
that for this
yeah.
whole story, because that's
No.
100%. I thought they were getting to you to get to your brother.
No, but I did have someone else before say something about like finding my brother more attractive than me because that's a fun thing to say.
Oh yeah. That's why I love having 3 sisters.
Anyway,
I'll-
though.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, our dear listeners, our dating lives are terrible. But do
Hey,
you know what
hey.
you can do to prevent your life from ending up like ours? Download Tinder today.
No, no.
Where only
Nope.
the best people go to meet and
To-
start form-fitting relationships.
I much
Blue,
prefer Grinder.
Blue, were you finished with your story? I didn't hear a conclusion.
No, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
But the only extra other thing I was gonna say was there was a situation in high school where someone flat out told me they didn't want to go out with me because they didn't want to be seen with me in public. They did not.
Wow.
They
I would
did.
want to.
They did not
Hey,
hesitate.
They
Blue-
And
fucking went
In
for the
some
throat.
in some sort of retrospect, I guess you gotta. No, you know what? No, fuck that. Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm not giving them any.
No,
I'm
in
not giving
some
them any
weird,
sort of.
twisted way. You do have to give them credit because they were honest, and honesty is important. But
Sure, this person also would never admit fault to anything, so there's that too.
Blue, I would not
There-
mind
there-
being
there's
seen
a
in public
difference.
with you.
Oh, thanks.
There's a difference between living your truth and being an asshole. Like she
Yeah.
definitely could have told you that in a way that didn't crush your self-image.
And one that lasted with me for a while.
Yeah.
you'll never
But
reach truth.
Listen.
to kind of end the relationship conversation on a little bit of a higher note, the
You're in
I
a
don't-
relationship.
I know. I was trying to figure out how to say that without
The
making
only
it sound
one.
like I was trying to figure out how to say it without making it sound like braggy.
Can we get that on the
But-
podcast?
But despite my
Awesome.
horrible dating life as a teenager, my longest relationship is right now, the one I'm in. And it's
Aw.
been like a year, and I just wanted to be like kind of
Aw.
proud of that this is my
Yeah.
longest one.
We
Oh,
should
that's
get them
good.
on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
They're right next to me. So
Wait, what? Wait, what? I
Yo.
didn't know this.
I guess we have a secret guest.
You
Put the
have to.
headset on.
secret surprise guest,
Put the headset on.
Ozzy.
Get Ozzy on the mic.
Ozzy.
Get Ozzy on the
Ozzy.
mic.
I don't want to make this an actual tangent.
Get Ozzy on
Oz,
the
get the
mic.
fuck on here. Oh, they muted the mic. Oh, they're putting it on.
Alrighty
I
then.
think.
See, everybody. This is how well we think this thing
This is
through.
high production.
Yeah, this is high production. We're like,
This
oh
was
well, we
also
got 4
scripted.
people.
This was also
Yeah.
scripted.
What?
Yeah.
Why does he want to
Oz,
cameo
Oz,
for me?
I've got
Hi.
Oz, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
One,
Mhm.
shout out your fucking
That was your question.
shout out your Twitter and
Is the
commissions
question.
and thing. Get commissions.
Uh,
Get that bank.
Give a embarrassing relationship story.
Tell us an
There's so
embarrassing.
much going on.
No,
First of
No,
First off, shout your shit out.
shut up. Ozzy, just if you're uncomfortable, you don't have to be here if you don't want to. Just drop like
Also
your
that,
art
yeah.
Twitter so we can get you some commissions and you can go if you're really uncomfortable.
I mean, I don't mind sharing my Twitter, but
Yeah, no, just
Karen's telling me to share something embarrassing. I'm trying to think of something.
No, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Embarrassing dating story.
If you
I
want
That
to,
dated,
involves
though,
I
Karen.
dated
share one
British
about
people
Karen.
before. Is that embarrassing?
What?
I dated
No.
British people before. Is that embarrassing?
Okay, Ozzy,
Here we
time to
go.
go. We're gonna cut that out.
Fucking British.
Taryn,
This
take the mic, Taryn, take the mic,
podcast
Taryn,
is
take the mic.
sponsored by the entire continent of the
The
United
Red
Kingdom.
Coats. It's sponsored by the Red Coats.
I might actually
yeah,
have to
I
edit
was-
that
I
out.
was-
That might actually have to get cut.
Why would you have to edit that out?
Because that's just mean. That's not.
How's
that's
that
just
mean? No, that's
I-
not mean.
I was thinking of a specific story that I wanted them to share, but they wanted to be a smartass.
What story?
the
Alright.
the
I'd
one
say we
where
move
your
on.
partner
Yeah.
tackled somebody because they were trying to get them to adult.
Do we want to?
Next episode.
Do we want to touch on the embarrassing high school stories?
Sure.
I have a lot more of those.
Oh, I've got a good one.
I don't really have any high school
Maybe
stories.
maybe not that good. Because last time I said I had a good one, it was only okay according to Tyler.
Hey man, if the story sucks, I'm gonna tell you it sucks.
Well, you have shit opinions, which we know that from this podcast.
You have wrong
Everybody take a
opinions
gander at the
only.
title. It has not been entirely relevant for this entire thing, but here we are now. It always comes full circle. Wrong opinion. Wee, wrong opinion alarm. Here we go. Woo!
Wrong
Dude, I feel like
opinion
you tell
alarm.
me that
get,
I have
get
shit
the
opinions
scoreboard.
because I influence my opinions with actual thought and I don't just spout bullshit, and I think you don't like that.
Show me a wrong opinion.
That is ding.
Show me
Dude,
digs
dude.
out.
do the fucking Steve Harvey.
This episode sponsored by Steve Harvey.
This episode sponsored by Family Feud, specifically Steve Harvey.
Just Steve Harvey, not the entire
This
show,
episode
just
is
Steve Harvey.
sponsored by Steve Harvey's mustache.
Just the mustache and Blue's cat.
Just the
who
mustache.
has walked into frame. Like,
So
after, like, 6
Wait, that's the name of the
embarrassing high school
podcast.
stories.
Just the
Let's-
mustache.
I went
let's
last. I
bring
want to
these
go
up.
first this time.
Go ahead.
No, my story was really long, actually. I'll go last.
Sure.
I won't go last because that's not fair, but my story was really long, so someone else should go.
Was this high school?
Yeah.
I was in JROTC in high school.
That is
is my
embarrassing.
that
That's
is
the
my
story?
embarrassing story.
That's
Fucking to explain for those uneducated, JROTC is the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps.
I thought you were gonna.
It's
say
a
something
high school
offensive.
program that is basically military propaganda in its basic form. In reality, at least in my high school, it was fuck around class where you learned some military shit and then you fucked around.
I would like to assume it stands for just really obnoxious tiny cocks.
Oh,
No.
for the acronym
No,
JRTC, I get it.
that's ROTC. That's college. That's college level. High school level, you just fuck around. College level, that shit's serious.
Do you also find out?
You fuck
Or
around
do
and
you
find
just
out. No, because in reality, JRTC is really good because you can like, if you go into the military, you can like already be ranked up quite a bit and like already be making fucking
you get a
bank.
double XP
stuff.
weekend?
You get a double XP weekend. You get a 500 XP card.
Is that actually
From,
the story though? Is it literally just that you were JROTC?
I don't have many embarrassing stories. I like
No. Not to say that's not a good one, but I was just
Yeah.
expecting.
no
the
that's it. Yeah, I
stories.
was in JROTC. I know the fucking marching movements and
Like,
shit.
Zombie took a deep breath with a big smile, leaned in real close, and was just, I was in JROTC.
Yeah, no, that's the actual shit. I know the like marching movements and shit. I still have that shit memorized.
You kind of just look like you awkwardly waddled around, but but go on, I guess.
Well, because it's the camera angle, and also I was worried about whether you could see me.
Anyway, alright. So, does anyone have an actual story?
That was an actual story.
I
No, it wasn't.
I accidentally hit someone in the face.
I accidentally got kicked in the face.
Ooh.
How do you accidentally receive a
I-
kick?
Not to
Yeah.
go off on too much of a tangent. I've gotten kicked in the face and gotten a bloody nose by accident 3 times in my life.
Fun fact, I think, speaking on that face kick, I think my nose is actually, like,
Face.
partially broken because one of my nostrils gets, like, clogged a lot easier than the other one, and that's, like, usually a sign of an untreated
Isn't-
broken nose.
Isn't
No,
that just...
I feel like that's fairly normal.
Yeah,
because-
because that happens to me.
No,
No,
it's...
nostril sizes vary on an individual.
I know it's like I know it's normal, but it happens enough for me to think that it's a problem. Is why I'm bringing it up.
No, use the kitchen.
I like only have one nostril clogged whenever my nose is clogged.
Blue, your
I
cat is
actually think that's pretty
staring at
normal.
the fucking camera.
Yeah.
Your cat
Oh my
is
god, they are.
staring at the
Hello.
camera.
We see you, kitty.
All right, this episode is actually sponsored by Blue's cat.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? You sponsored the podcast.
I don't think
I'm
that's good
proud
for
of you.
them. That just sounds like a loss of income.
Oh, she'll be fine.
They're so excited.
She's just happy to be involved.
Can we actually name the podcast Just the Mustache though? That's such a good fucking name. Just for that one bit of just Steve Harvey's mustache.
Just the mustache. I'll
Just the
title the episode Just the Mustache.
Thank you.
There. That's pretty
Alright,
good.
No other explanation.
So
Just-
who is
just-
about to tell a high school story before I kind of shifted us off topic talking about how I got kicked in the face?
Blue.
Blue.
Kicked in
I mean,
the face.
mine
Or
was
hit
not-
someone in the face.
Yeah. No, so my friends and I went to like the high school play the one year.
What was
Our Town.
Mm, good show.
Yeah, not a bad show.
Whose town?
it?
You're
Toontown. Sorry.
I'm not
Sorry.
gonna dignify that with a
I'm
response.
sorry, go on.
Oh, you're fine. So, I think it was like partway through the show or something. I can't remember exactly when it was, but we were, I think, God, I'm trying to remember specifically what led to this. I just know we were down on like the main floor because we went upstairs to watch because my auditorium had like a second level. And when I was looking around, I swung my arm to point at something, and arm just kept going. And this girl who was in my homeroom, mind you, was there and in the way of my swinging arm, and I hit her in the face.
Damn.
And I felt so horrible. My friends ended up apologizing for me because I was so embarrassed by it that I kind of
You,
just
No, you asserted dominance.
sure. So that sucked.
It's my homeroom, bitch.
Then I genuinely like apologized. Then I genuinely apologized to her, and I think homeroom the one day she was fine.
Actually, I do sincerely hate to interrupt story time, but we are like 10-15 minutes away from the end of our runtime.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, we had some good stories.
Well,
We've
yeah.
still got,
let's
like,
let's
we've still
reflect.
got,
Let's-
like, a
let's
little
just
over 20
do-
minutes. I was just
I-
making it apparent.
Okay. Hey, clock's ticking, everyone.
I have the talking stick.
That's a pin.
Pen is stick.
I have the talking stick.
That's,
That's
a
a
knife.
I don't know what to
So
talk
Tyler,
about.
you had an embarrassing high school. Let's just wrap this up with Tyler again.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't an embarrassing high school story. I just had an embarrassing high school. I could seriously fill up the next 30 minutes just talking about insane shit that happened at our school.
Well,
I have to
I didn't have many embarrassing moments again because I don't get
I had
embarrassed very
plenty,
easily,
but
and
well.
I didn't really either. I didn't have any embarrassing moments, or I did not have enough self-awareness as a teenager to realize I was doing something embarrassing. But the biggest thing I can think of is I was in like a Spanish class, and the teacher was passing out like physical books that we were supposed to be reading from in Spanish, and the way it was categorized was it was kind of like two angled rows on like opposite sides of the room, and each of those had like three on each side. I was in the one in the front, and there was nobody in the center one, and then everybody else was in the back one. So what I thought was a genius idea at the time, the teacher handed me the book. I turned around and I threw it. And I just threw one of the books to the girl that I knew was back there. Did not realize she wasn't looking at me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I was able to call her name while it was mid-air. Bad decision. Hey, everybody, if you throw something to an unsuspecting person, you really need to quickly make the call if calling their name will make it worse or not. It did make it worse because instead of hitting her in the side of the head, it hit her in the eye.
Oh my god.
Taryn
Amazing.
really hit him with the think fast chuckle nuts.
Think fast, chuckle nut. Yeah, dude, holy shit.
This podcast sponsored
yeah.
by Valve.
Jesus.
Imagine.
I'd love that.
I
Luckily,
remembered
you're better at callouts in Valorant than you are in real life.
Yeah, true. I remembered a embarrassing high school story
Hold on.
involving
I gotta
JROTC. Go ahead.
do mine because mine is all public domain. You can actually look this shit up, and I might honestly, if I'm feeling extra frisky, I might just put it in the description so you guys know I'm not fucking kidding.
Oh my god.
So
I'm enticed.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, halfway through this story, you'll be able to tell where it's going, but you won't be able to tell how it's gonna end.
Okay.
So, I won't say the name of the school because I'm not 100% sure if the name of the school is in the article, but I know the name of the guy is, so I will be using his name.
Mark.
I don't know his first name though, so I'm just gonna call him by his teacher name, which was Mr. Anderson. Again,
Matrix?
this is before anyone gets pissed. This is public domain. I will put the sources in the comments below. This is not slander. This is a real public story, and you can look it up. And I encourage you to because it's fucked. So we had gone through a lot of teachers. Basically, our school wasn't like poor, but we were kind of like in like the lower end. So we went through teachers a lot because either we couldn't pay them or we had to downsize a lot. Zombie, stop playing with the fucking tape measure. You're distracting me.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so he was our new math teacher, and he was fresh out of not like fresh out of teaching school, but he'd only been teaching for a couple of years, so he still had that like really that shy and reserved demeanor about it, which is fine. A lot of teachers have that. It's an intimidating thing to do because you're responsible for this room full of children and their educational future. Pretty much, that's your responsibility. That's an intimidating thing to think about, especially their safety. That's an intimidating thing to think about. But so it was like an algebra class, and like because he was so like shy and nervous. Excuse me. Sorry, I could feel it in my throat. Everyone would shit on him. Like, they'd just be rude to him and make fun of him. They would be, like, overly disruptive just because they knew he wasn't going to do anything about it, which is a real piece of shit thing to do. And now, keep in mind, I spent my entire high school year feeling bad for this guy, and I want to reinforce the point that he is the fucking villain of this story. So, the end of the school year comes around, but the closer and closer we get to the end of that school year, the less and less he seems to be coming in. Like, regularly less and less. And it's getting to the point where for like the last month we just had a substitute teacher and no one knew why. Like, we asked the office and they were just like, oh well, yeah. They just kind of dodged the question every time, which led a lot of people to assume that it was something with the students. Like, he like had an altercation with one of them and they told him to go and let the students cool off because the students were like real assholes to him. Like, a lot of them were real pieces of shit. They were just not nice people. But basically, the school year ends. He's not even at not like the graduation, but like after every school year, we'd have like a little like pseudo graduation. He wasn't even at that. And like even teachers that like left before like they would get laid off in the middle of the school year, even they were invited to come back. He wasn't there. So everyone was like, okay, so he did something. He did something. And after the school year ended, not even like I think it was like a week, maybe 2 weeks later, they released a public statement saying that he had been arrested for several hundreds of gigabytes of child porn on his computer. Several hundred. Several hundred. Like a lot. And this is the best fucking part. The best fucking part, dude. So he lived with his mom, go figure. So the police show up at his door and they knock. And his mother answers. And she doesn't even hesitate to call her son down. Like, she immediately calls his name to go to the door. And as soon as he gets to the door, he looks at the armed fucking SWAT officer as dead in the eyes and says, "You guys are here about my computer, aren't you?"
Oh my god.
He was immediately arrested. Immediately arrested. This is a real story. This is a real thing. I bet I still have the email of the document they sent. This is a real story.
That
That's
was your
crazy.
school?
Yeah. Oh, you heard about it?
No, I'm just baffled that something like this happened.
Oh, do you want to hear another one? There's another one, dude. There's another story about teachers doing shit with kids. There's a second one, and this one's
I don't-
also
Hey,
public.
I'm gonna be honest. don't wanna
there's
hear
our
about that.
time, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Oh,
Wrong
no.
Opinions
We
Only.
got 19 minutes. We got 19 more minutes.
Oh
My
my god,
story.
please free me.
Didn't you say like 10 to 15 minutes ago before?
I forgot the last episode ran to 120, not 1.
Oh, okay.
If you guys don't want to hear the next story, I won't tell it because this one.
I can take only so much talking about on that subject.
Before I start, I will say this one is much worse.
Do not then.
No, then
This one's
no.
like quite a bit.
How do you get
worse.
worse?
You're gonna have to put a
don't know.
content warning on this video if it gets any worse than that.
Yeah, I want to tell it. I do want to tell it because it's pretty bad, and I just
Let's save it. Let's
Yeah.
not.
I'll tell it
Next
after the
time
podcast.
Let's
on
not-
I'll
your
tell it after
own
the
opinions
podcast.
only.
This one will miss. the
I'm
podcast.
getting off after this. No, fucking my story. It's a lot less tame.
Less
so-
tame?
More tame. Sorry.
I was gonna say,
I was like, it's less tame than that.
Misworded. I'm sorry. Fucking
Misspoke.
So in JROTC, you have a drill team, and there's like two types. There's like I forget exactly what it's called. It's color guard
Oh my
and
god, it's one of the first fucking Google searches. Fuck.
it's color guard and drill team. I was part of the drill team because color guard was like flags and shit, and I was lazy, so I was drill team. And this was my junior year, I'd like to say, junior year. So I was in a position of the like club, class, whatever the fuck you want to call it, of power. I was the company first sergeant or company XO, something. And we had two companies in the thing, if you know military terms. So I led the drill team for about 20 people. When I say that it was probably the worst performance I've ever seen being in the program for 4 years, it was the worst, like, ever I've ever seen. It's fucking hell. We come in. I say, I fucking say, hey, stop, basically, in terms, like, official terms. Half the people don't stop. So I say, hey, stop again. They all stop, and then they fucking shuffle back into where they're supposed to be. And I'm like, awesome. This specifically was like an inspection. So they were inspecting our uniforms and shit. I got fucking roasted by this fucking, like, senior in college ROTC, like, guy. I got fucking roasted in front of everyone. Like, fucking, your nails too long, your hair nappy, like shit like that. Fucking roasted. So I was like, okay. Sitting here like fucking in tears almost, because I gotta fucking just sit there, like at attention. I say, okay. I say, alright, whatever. End of it, I say, okay. Like, the back of the people needs to go first. I say, fucking platoon or company right march or whatever the fucking saying is. I forget it. Let people go. Like, completely wrong people. And as soon as that happened, I just fucking knew. Like, damn, we failed this shit. And then I fucking had to sit there in a classroom of a weird ass high school for another 2 hours. I hated that. Hated fucking drill team. Am I frozen? Man, y'all were quiet. What the fuck?
I just don't know how to transition out of that. Because
I have a middle school story.
I'm sorry if my story kind of killed the vibe.
no, it's just kind of like I'm still recovering a little.
Also, here's the link.
I like
so you guys
how-
know I'm not fucking around. This also will out me that I was held back twice. 'Cause this is a story dating in 2018. So this is my coming out. I was held back twice in high school.
Coming out?
That
Part of my
oh,
drill
boy.
team
Yeah.
fucking story
That's
and
a
it
real
didn't
link.
come and then go.
Don't if you don't have to read it because it kind of goes into detail, but it's real. It's a real story.
Weird ass name for a district.
Yeah, whatever.
You know,
I know that's not the point here, but you know.
I'm not gonna click on that link.
Don't. I just wanted you guys to. I just didn't want you guys to think I was making it up because that was.
No, I didn't think you were
Why
making it
would
up.
why would we think that?
Oh, because the next story is evidence
Guess what?
that people will lie about pretty bad shit.
Oh man, time's
I see.
up. Looks like we gotta end the podcast.
Time is actually up. We're nearing.
Thank you for listening to Wrong Opinions Only.
Wait. No, hold on.
I have the outro written.
have
It
the
says
outro.
in the script that the
You
outro
said
is
the-
me.
No, that was the intro. The outro was me.
Did you get the updated script, Zombie? We updated it. Did you get it?
Oh my god.
All right, can you just both shut the fuck up and let me close so Taryn can do his outro?
All right.
Their outro. I apologize.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so basically, one thing we want to try to get across before this podcast ends is we don't have a schedule yet. We do not have a schedule yet.
No.
Quickly, if you haven't figured out, looking at the date this comes out versus our first episode.
Shut up. As episodes keep coming out, to anyone watching this, we'll try to get a schedule. It's probably not going to be like a consistent day-to-day schedule. It's probably going to be amount of episodes per month rather than this many episodes on these
Maybe
days.
even like a weekly, bi-weekly thing.
I feel like bi-weekly is better, honestly.
I think that's still too tight of a schedule for us. I feel like what we have
I
right
don't
now
think
doesn't
so.
work.
Bi-weekly is not that bad.
We'll figure it out.
I think for now we should just aim to get like 3 episodes out a month. Was my idea.
Yeah.
But schedule Spotify link that is still in the description, and that will be updated with the music that you guys heard today. Any suggestions for songs you'd like to hear? Either make sure they're royalty free or they're a remix of a song, and the artist of the remix is okay with you using it. Just drop it in the description. I'll add it to the playlist, and you might hear it in the next episode. But if not, I'll still add it anyway, and the link's in the description. So feel free to just listen to the playlist if you want. Schedule playlist. Speaking of Spotify, to segue into that, we're gonna try to be on Spotify soon.
Hopefully.
It's
someone
really
isn't
just
lazy.
that I'm getting there. It's also really just that I'm lazy and I haven't put. It doesn't take a lot of effort. I just am lazy and haven't put the effort in yet. So hopefully next episode will be up on Spotify. The way this works out, if we start uploading on Spotify regularly, they'll come out on YouTube first, and then they'll go to Spotify. Schedule, playlist, Spotify. I think that about does it. Does anyone have
You
anything?
you
they wanna
for,
add?
you forgot to talk about Candace.
Zombie will not be on any future episodes of Wrong Opinions Only.
Zombie is no longer a permanent guest.
Zombie's no longer a member of
I
Wrong
already
Opinions
told you
Only.
you're on thin ice. You've been demoted.
Oh no,
Anyway,
no.
I will pass the torch on to Taryn to do our outro and wish you all a happy week.
Well, I still think that was a pretty knit and tidy ending, but thank you again for watching Wrong Opinions Only. And look forward to Zombie's future expulsion from the podcast if he continues to
Hey,
breach his contract.
contract.
But thank you all. We really appreciate your support.
Am I supposed to be getting
We're
paid?
all up and coming funny men that like to
Or
think we're
think
funny.
we are.
But
Yeah, there we go.
but the validation that people like this, well, yeah, it will definitely motivate us to make more. Therefore, getting more content fed into your mouths. So thank you, and yeah, we'll see you next week, next time, next
Before
day,
they cut me
when-
off,